on several fronts actually, the belief or the idea that when I'm angry, then in reaction to that anger I shall act. Then I am pushing myself to react, not act. Action can be completely the same action, but with full compassion for the other person also, the same action can come, right? But let's take two examples. Let's say when you're scolding a child for walking into the traffic, is that out of anger or is that out of concern? But you shout. Your action is extremely angry looking, but it is full of concern and compassion, right? Now the other way of looking at it is when you act out of reaction and anger itself. Action or what is being seen is the same, what is being done is also the same, but the attachment or the concern or compassion with which it is done is very different. One is to take revenge, hit out. One is to take corrective action. There are two different things. So this, first of all, our action can be disengaged from our anger. This belief that our anger will lead us to act itself is a question that you will have to ask. If you lose, let's say you lose your anger because you don't fuel it. That's the fear. If I lose my anger drive, then will I act? Then I think you will act if you need to act, and you will not act if you don't need to act. Then the action can come more out of wisdom. So that is one where it comes from anger to action. Now the part of the question which is anger feels right. There is nobody disvalidating that. Anger is there. There is no need to disvalidate that anger. The story is there. There is a politically violent or difficult situation. It impacts us. We feel angry. But now, do we want to go in and look at the anger? Or do we want to look at the story and keep burning? That is a choice. And I think that's a choice of, that's a difference between a wise and an unwise choice, is my opinion. Because then out of reaction, you keep on blaming somebody. You have a whole lot of storytelling. Storytelling mein kya hai? There's a lot of blame. There's anguish. There's blame against oneself for being an armchair critic, not doing enough. Blame against another for creating this problem. And it's a non-stop blame. And it's a different kind of a violent story, you know. There is some violence in this thinking also, isn't it? Continuous violent thinking. So at two levels, where can the action be disengaged from attachment is one question. That question is a difficult one, but it needs to be asked, I think.